Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's me, Mr. Fossil, and this is part 3 of the Afton family timeline. This is the final part. And this part is Five Nights at Freddy's 3, so let's dive in. William Afton was really depressed. All of his work have led to his disruption and to his sadness. The loss of his youngest son, and his projects to bring his son back, leading to his daughter's death, which led to him being scooped and warned by Ennard, and his oldest son leaving the house. This all led to William's depression. William was just all bruised and decayed by Ennard wearing him. He had nothing to do now. He was the only one in his house. No one to comfort him, no one to talk to, just all alone. Until he got an idea. Years after he got scooped, he had this idea. This idea was a new idea. Something way new than ever. This idea was to bring his daughter and free her from the robots. But the only way to do it is to fight the other ones. So he did. When Ennard went into the sewers, he returned possibly to the parts and rentals, which the animatronics dismantled from the body. The animatronics looked way different, probably all wires and endoskeleton. But they were inside, and they could not escape again. So now they just had to stay in there forever. But they are unaware that years later, William will come for them. He will come to free his daughter. William descended into the elevator with possibly a weapon to smash these animatronics from trying to kill him. He descended, awaiting to find baby and free his daughter. But as he walked through the service area, the parts and rental service area, there are obstacles. These obstacles were the animatronics, the other children that possessed them. They tried to kill him, but he smashed them one by one. One by one, as they tried to kill him, he smashed them into bits. Back into just wire and programming. Even the animatronic jump scares would not scare William this time. He smashed every single one, including the mini Renas and the Biddy Babs, and Bon Bon. Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy were all dismantled. All that was left was to find baby. He then ran around the location trying to look for baby until he found baby, and he smashed her into bits like the others. He smashed the endoskeletons, and then all that was left was just parts and wires. He did his work. He thinks he freed his daughter. But as he walked out of the location, he realized that the other animatronics had souls in them too, and he was in really big trouble. His daughter and the other kids' souls, even though the daughter was freed by him, they were angered and they chased him around the location. William was chased around the location by the angry children. He was cornered into a room which had a loose spring-lock suit. He then ran towards it and put it on and started to laugh. But what he did not know was that it was loose, and then something happened. The springs began to fail and started to impale him. He started to scream and panic until he dropped to the ground with no energy, and he started to bleed to death from the springs. And then, slowly, he died from blood loss. The killer was dead. But the souls were free, and they went up. They were now free, and they left Earth to go to the place in which they had to go to. They left, and then they were free from these animatronic prisons, including the daughter. And due to the spring locks, and due to his suit being so damaged, William became SpringTrap. Months or even years after the events of William dying, a new establishment was built, Fazbear's Fright, a freight attraction, and then people found the spring-lock suit and put it up as display for a horror show. But they did not know that there was a dead body inside, and they did not know that there was a secret, that William was not really dead. He would soon become like the children, possessing SpringTrap. But as night broke into dawn, or like I said, as night approached, there needed a job, and a person accepted the job of Fazbear's Fright. And he did. And he was in for a big surprise, because he does not know the terrifying truth behind SpringTrap. Neither does anybody else. So as the nights went on, something happened. Something that would scare him. Checking the cameras all those nights, he always saw a figure moving through the cameras. It looked like an animatronic, right? Well, this was SpringTrap. But SpringTrap always jump scared him and made him pass out for the rest of the night. And every night he came back, wondering, what is this? William Afton has possessed SpringTrap. But the cameras did not only show SpringTrap, but hallucinations. The Phantom animatronics, like Phantom Mangle, Phantom Freddy, and Phantom Foxy, and much more. This gave the guy way more nightmares, other than SpringTrap. But other than that, SpringTrap always tried to get to him. SpringTrap did not try to kill him. All he wanted was help, because he thought he was dead until every night he possessed the animatronic. All he wanted was help from the guy, but the guy kept on passing out, day by day, and he couldn't get to him. As the nights went on, SpringTrap kept on jump scaring him, saying help. He just wanted help. And also the phantoms kept on going on in his head. More nightmares were on his way. SpringTrap kept on walking through the facility. He really wanted to get out of here. He wanted to get out. And that is exactly what he wanted to do. He needed help. But this all didn't go part, because the guy on the 5th night was so tired of it and scared of SpringTrap, thinking SpringTrap will kill him. He burnt Fazbear's Fright down with SpringTrap inside, thinking SpringTrap will die. SpringTrap was suffering in the fire, but he did indeed survive. And then he says something for the first time. He talks about his dad, he tells his dad why he became spring-locked, even though his dad's not there. But he does tell. He tells him that all the animatronics were there, and that he smashed them to free his daughter. But he also questioned why he's like this, why he possessed SpringTrap, that he should be dead. He too wanted to join his daughter and his son. His oldest son, even though it was still alive, he did indeed question why he possessed the animatronic. He didn't want to live in a mechanical body. He wanted to be free like the children. Then, his final words were, "I'm going to come find you." He was going to go find his dad and find him. He wanted to be freed. He wanted to be freed. He wants to be smashed, like the Fun Times and the others. He wanted to be freed. And so, his journey began. End of part 3. And that is it for part 3 of the timeline. Now let's go and see the evidence. And this is the final part of the timeline, like I said. So let's go check out the evidence, shall we? Now this piece of evidence might actually answer your question from part 1. Why aren't the 2 original games in there? Well, this is a condensed timeline. But I'll tell you why I didn't add these games. There was something I said before in part 1 that I saw something in such a location. Well, here it is. And so here is why. It is all at the final cutscene at the end of Sister Location. SpringTrap's lines. They were all there. And I put her back together. He was actually referring to the Fun Times. And there's evidence to support that he was. He says, I put her back together. His daughter. He freed his daughter in the process. So, what does this mean, you may ask? He did not smash the Fun Times. He did not smash the originals, He smashed the Fun Times. Because why would he say, I put my daughter back together? I put her back together. Why would he say that? He actually smashed the Fun Times. He wanted to free his daughter. And in consequence, his daughter's soul and the rest of the children chased him and made him spring-locked and made him dead. So he actually smashed the Fun Times, not the originals. I just wanted to point that out because it's like a really interesting topic. And also, why did I say SpringTrap is asking for help? Well, if you actually slow down, his jump scare is actually saying, help me. And there is also evidence supporting who Michael might be. It is actually possibly William Afton, because their voices both sound the same. If you really listen close, their voices do indeed sound the same. So, that is it, guys, for the evidence and the timeline in general. The Afton timeline is complete, and I hope that you understand why I did not add the 2 other games. I really had fun making this timeline and thinking of it. And anyway, this idea actually came during the summer. So, months back. I actually had to think over stuff before doing this, like coming up with fillers of stuff that may have happened or you may have thought have happened. I really had fun making this. I really have. And the idea stretched all the way back to the summer, just to give you a really great idea. And that is where it all originated from. So I hope you all enjoyed this Afton family timeline. I really do. I'm Mr. Fossil, and bye everybody. See you back in another video. Bye.